Hello, who that? How are you? I was gonna wait to see if a few more people um, join, and of course, I will not be on here very long. But I hope more people will join. Happy New Year! Do you have any plans for tonight, this evening? I typically go to church on New Year's Eve, but I'm not going tonight. I'll probably watch the service at home on TV. We'll wait a few more. Nothing planned. Mm. Yeah, I'll probably find a church service on TV. Hey, Miss Jazzy. Happy New Year. Do you have any plans, Miss Jazzy? I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds. I'll start here in a few minutes. Me too, Miss Jazzy. It's snowing where I'm at. It's cold. And like I was just saying, I'll find a church service online. I really like this pastor in Cleveland, Ohio, Pastor Vernon. But today, I just want to talk about um, putting yourself on your priority list in 2025. Miss Miss Jazzy, for sure. I don't like being out. I do not like being out because a lot of people here like to shoot in the new year, and I'm not trying to get caught by a stray bullet that wasn't meant for me. So, but I want to talk about um, putting ourselves on our priority list in 2025. I don't know about either of you, but I'm really good about I'm really good about you know caring for other people, but when it comes down to it, I, for some reason I put myself at the bottom of my list. So, Miss Jazzy, that's good. Was there something in particular that happened where you decided to put yourself first, or was it something that you've always done? So I looked up a few statistics, and it comes from a reputable source. So I don't know. I think I've said it before. I am a licensed counselor, so I get a lot of information from NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Health, um, of mental illnesses. Um, and I found that only 6.6 people engage in self-care? To me, that is wild. Only 6.6 people engage in health and well-being self-care every day. Only 30% of Americans set aside time for self-care. Oh, 15. Wow. I thought my family was big. I'm talking about with me and my husband. We have, between my husband and I, we have 7 kids. And I didn't learn about self-care, the importance of putting myself first until the last few years. So, but only 30% of Americans set aside time for self-care. And in the US, people only feel relaxed 40 minutes a day. 40 minutes a day. So 60% of the time, or I'm sorry, the rest of the time, people are stressed out. It was 10 girls and 5 boys, and only 5 boys that, wow, only 5 that, wow. Wow, you did come from a big family. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment, I'm sure. So, Miss Jazzy, you can attest that self-care is not selfish, right? A lot of people think that it is selfish. So you were the 10th one. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people think it's selfish, and it's not. It really isn't. Right? So it's taking care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual selves. And like I always tell my students, I think I think the two of you might know. I am a professor, and I teach in the human services program where I'm teaching students who would like to become social workers. So um, I tell them all the time, just take care of yourself, right? Um, Self care is about, it promotes health, right? Because we want to be, I always say, the healthiest versions of ourselves. We want to make sure that we show up, but when we show up, um, to give people our talents, our skills, and our abilities, that we're our healthiest selves. Yeah, so um, what self care is not. So, Miss Jazzy, you could tell me if um, you believe this to be true. Self care, and most people believe this is true. They believe self care is spending a lot of money, right? Getting their hair and nails done, um, feeding their face with unhealthy foods, getting massages, getting their nails done. Don't get me wrong. All of that self care can include those things. Um, but it's more than getting your hair done, getting your nails done, or spending lots of money. Self care doesn't have to cost a dime, right? It's those healthy practices that people put into place. Right, like reading, reading a book, listening to your favorite podcast, especially reading books and podcasts that, that edifies your soul. that make you feel good. Those self-help books. So I love to read, but since Audible came out, I listen to podcasts on Audible and I read books on Audible. Um, yes, read them for sure. Yes, you, going on walks in nature. If you've looked at my past videos, you know I love to go, love to walk outside and be outside with nature. So, it's eating healthy, getting in 7 to 8 hours um, of sleep. Just engaging in those activities that will keep you healthy and that you enjoy. You got to be something that you enjoy in order for you to keep doing it, right? If you don't enjoy it, chances of you doing it consistently is real low. So, so Miss Jazzy, what do you do for self care? And I don't know if who that is still on there, but on here. But what do you do for self care? Hey, Miss Alice. So we're talking about self care and making sure that you put yourself on your priority to do make yourself a priority on your to do list in 2025, right? And that taking care of yourself is not just spending a lot of money, but it's engaging in exercise, going outside, taking a walk, reading the podcast, like we said, sleeping. So, well, thank you all for coming in and joining me. I definitely appreciate it. So, I know Miss Alice, you know, believes in prayer. Um, I know, believes in prayer, but praying, right? Meditating, joining a activities group, joining a church group, joining a faith-based group, um, joining a club, a running club, a knitting club, and of course, again, being a counselor or therapist myself, I have to say, if you need to go speak to a therapist, right? Um, Speak to your pastor, a minister. Speak to a trusted friend who ain't gonna, put your business all out there in the streets. Yes, prayer and meditation. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Alice, what do you do for self care? Oh my goodness, yes, for sure. So let me tell you. Now, I I I became a licensed counselor in 2007. And real quick, because I know most of you here. So my husband was in an accident, and I needed to participate in self care, and I did it. So Alice, you are exactly right. Um, I felt like I needed to be there. Like I was the only one who could, I guess, take care of him. But I needed a break, and I didn't take the break. And yeah, I needed the break. And unfortunately, for black folks, we do not go to counseling. We do not go to therapy. Because we ain't about to have them people all up in our business. Yes, who that? Yes. Unplugging. Miss Jazzy, and this is what I tell my students all the time. I understand. I know it's so much easier said than done. I can sit here and I can tell you all self care is important. You need self care. You need to do self care. Um, but I have to be intentional. I have to be intentional. Um, oh, what type of crafts do you do, Alice? What kind of crafts? I am not a crafty or creative person at all. Gotcha. 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 Yeah, no. So I have coloring books. I color. I bought crayons and in the multicultural pack. So I color. Yes, it is soothing. Some jazz, some nice smooth jazz. I like it. I like it. I like it. So, putting yourself, it reduces stress, putting yourself first, putting yourself, taking care of your self care, put yourself on the list. You can reduce stress, um, feelings of self worth, um, improve better health, sleep better, right? And if you have a stressful job, I know when I was a home based therapist, Um, and like I said, I teach students who are interested in becoming social workers. Social work, counseling, therapy, anytime you work with people, it can be stressful. And there's a high burnout rate. High burnout rate. So you have to, one have to put themselves first. Ah, okay. Nice. Nice, nice. Do you go listen to live jazz music? I love listening to live performances. I went to a jazz concert this summer. Mm-hmm. I agree, Miss Jazzy. I agree. Miss Alice, I say that all the time. All the time. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You just can't do it. You cannot do it. And how can you give yourself of service to other people if you're not feeling well yourself? You got to show up, and when you do, you have to give your best, you have to be your best, you have to feel your best. And burnout is no fun. So it's stressful. It is stressful, right? And I won't get into it too much, but there's good stress and there's bad stress. But burnout is definitely falls under bad stress. So, some people experience like physical, um, what is it? They have physical reactions. Some people lose their hair, they lose their appetite, or maybe they eat way too much because they're stressed out. Mm. So, Miss Jazzy, that's me right now. I just deleted my Facebook. One, it was a time waster for me. I was wasting way too much time just scrolling. And it wasn't even that it was like drama or negative because I didn't have that on my page, but I was scrolling too much. Oh, so Miss Alice, it sounds like you're a caregiver. You like to, you know, provide a service, right, to other people. But like you said a few minutes ago, can't pour from a empty cup. So Miss Alice, are you on Facebook now, or are you taking your break now? Hi, Dr. Miller. Oh, so you lose your appetite, Miss Jazzy, when you get stressed. Even though, okay, you rarely get stressed. Yeah, I mean, some people lose their appetite. Some people eat way too much. So, full disclosure, the Dr. Miller is my son. So, and he would be a really good one to talk about. I actually invite him to my class um, every semester to talk about burnout or burnout, to talk about self care. Dr. Miller, what do you do for self care? So he's a workout aholic, if there is such a thing. He's really into fitness. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, who that? Just, 5 years ago? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I had to get off. And I'm not saying it, forever, but it's until I learn how to control the how much I use it. Yeah. So, Mr. Miller, Odell, you work out and get weekly massages. Yeah, so I was just saying that, self care is more than, right, getting a massage, but it's those things that keep you healthy, but also that you enjoy. So, a massage, yes, it can be self care, but it's definitely more than that. So, yeah, so again, I just wanted to come on to talk about, the goal for 2025 is to be the healthiest version of ourselves so we can show up, um, to give to others our skills, our talents, and our abilities. Hi, Ty. Hello, hello. Are you all excited about the new year? Um, Alice, that's good, a good purpose for using social media. I know I enjoy your lives for sure. I just wanted to encourage all of us. Um, we got to put ourselves on the priority list, on our priority list. We got to make ourselves a priority. Because let me ask you this, if you don't make yourself a priority, who else will do it? Alice, yes. Yes. I, I'm I'm believing God for some amazing things. So every year I have a word. Last year my word for the year was freedom. Was freedom because my last child graduated, left the house, so my husband and I are empty nesters. Freedom. So I was gonna have freedom 2.0 as my word this year, but I believe God spoke to me, and my word for this year is obedience. Obedience. And yeah, there's something great on the horizons. Bye, Dr. Miller. Happy New Year. And yes, everyone, prioritize your health in 2025. Prioritize you. Put yourself on the list. Because again, if you don't, who will? Who will? So, well, that's it. Put yourself on the list. Make yourself a priority. Take care of your engage in self-care activities. Pray, meditate, get connected to a church, a faith group, a knitting club, or start crafting. Oh, your word is consistency. Okay, 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 time. Alice and Miss Jazzy and Miss and who that? What's your word for the year? Or do you have a word for the year? Yeah, consistency, that's good. Do you all come up with words at the beginning of each year? I know I personally stopped doing New Year's resolutions because that crap don't work. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It didn't work for me, right? You'll have one by tomorrow. Yes. So, oh, this is what I was going to show you. Oh, I don't have it in here. So I actually have a book um, that someone gave me, and it's called One Word, and it talks about choosing a word, but not just choose. Don't choose any word. Letting it be something that God guides you to. Let it be a God given word. Okay, so that's your yearly word, discipline and consistency. Right, Alice. That's why I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. Now, do I write goals? I have goals for the year, for sure. Um, and I'm happy to announce that I really, I'm intentional about working toward those goals. There's some that I miss, um, that I don't actually meet, but it's not something that I forgot about, and it's something that I work toward. So I'm very intentional. So, but yeah, resolutions just don't work for me. And from what I hear and what I've read, they don't work for a lot of people. Right? We don't. We don't. And thank God for His grace. Right? Um, thank Him for His mercies, because we do not tell Him thank you enough. Right? If, for some people, if they tell Him thank you at all. So, but okay, so I've been on here 30 minutes. I am going to get off. Um, I plan to go live more in the new year. Um, yeah, not that I have, some things that I want to talk about in regards to health. As you all know, I suffered a stroke. I have high blood pressure, and my goal is to reverse high blood pressure, to never, ever, ever have a stroke again. Um, so hopefully you all will come and join me again. Hopefully you'll watch other content. Um, oh, something Blue would tell me I need to do. Please hit the thumbs up. Please like, please share. Especially if you found this, content helpful, and if you believe other people will find it helpful. And so, Miss Alice, are you laughing at me because I said Blue would tell me, make sure you tell people to subscribe, like, and share? I, I've been forgetting about that. Happy New Year, 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 Happy New Year. And I wish you many, many blessings in the upcoming year. I thought that's why you were laughing, Alice. Or Miss Alice, I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, have a happy new year. Have a happy new year. And everybody be safe, because there are some crazies. I think Miss Jazzy said it out there. I know, like I said, here people start shooting. I'll, I don't know. I will call you Alice if I think about just, yeah. If not, it'll be Miss Alice. But thank you, Time. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Miss Jazzy. Thanks to my son, Dr. Miller, who came in. Thanks, Who Dat. I do. I pray that you have uh, I heard someone say a God great new year or something like that. Just have a blessed new year. And I'm sure I'll see you on Blues Plate, on Alice's channel. Um, I'm sure I will see you. So thank you for joining me. Good night. Yes, Who Dat. Happy New Year. I can't sing like Blue. Happy New Year. You don't want to hear me sing. Happy New Year. Good night. I have to figure out how to stop this. um, I don't know how. Oh, it's an X. Okay, good night.